Welcome. Hey guys, welcome back with me, Gingericky, and now this is a tutorial or guide easy to learn for you beginners on how to play Honkai Star Rail. Let's go! And also this guide can be used for you who also doesn't like to read. I will explain the things here. Why? Because I learned this from my experience. My friends, a lot of them doesn't like to read, and they don't want to read the tutorials also. That's why I create this video for you guys who doesn't want to read about the tutorials. I will explain on how you guys can, yes, just listen to me. This is the first thing that I want to share, where all of you guys of course will experience the same. Try to forget about Genshin Impact, you Genshin players. Well, me included. In here you can just running around and dashing around, but you can interact with these shiny things also. Well, now I can find it, but yes, there are shiny things like this, and also yeah, of course you can interact with things like that with the yellow thing above it. You will find the shiny things useful because they are gonna be used for many things, such as collecting collectible items, or you can unlock a hidden achievement by talking with something. But the most important thing there is first to destroy objects like this to gain some items, and then opening this chest, because it will give us stellar jade that can be used to do gacha or get a new character. And also don't forget to collect these things, because usually for MiHoYo game there are many lores hidden in these collectible things. And also you can do attack where it will be used to attacking the enemy. I will explain the details of attacking the enemies and such as battle and everything. But for now, let's keep on learning the mechanics first, okay? Let's ignore the master first. We will learn that the attack can be used to destroy things like this. See, destructible objects. We can do that also, but we cannot go through a yellow gate like that, because it means that we need to do something first to unlock it. Or perhaps we need to finish the story quest first, and then we can go through it later on. We have learned the mechanics, now we will learn about the characters. In this character section, you will see about your character and the details of their stats. There is this type, or I prefer to call them elements. And there is this pet that shows the different type of the character. It will be easier if you think it as a job, like there's a police and there's the villain. And for its types or for its elements, they have their own pets. You can see the details here for the pets and the types. For the pets there is preservation, or it will be easier if you can call it tank. And there's this destruction. I think it will be more as a warrior, the Han as assassin, erudition as a wizard, and harmony is like a buffer to boost your damage and else. And for nihility, you can say that it do bad stuff to your enemies. And there's the last one is abundance to heal your team. For the combat types, well, as I've said, it looks more like an elements. Well, there are ice, physical, fire, lightning, wind, and quantum, and also imaginary. Now we will talk about strengthening our character. This will be a general guide, because each and every character have their own builds. The simplest way to upgrade your character or to make them stronger is to level them up. Well, it's obviously, you can use their books or you can just battle monsters around. For the next one, there's this trace. Honestly, I haven't unlocked that many traces yet, but the concept of traces is you need to collect materials that is depending on their types. Then you will upgrade each of your character with the materials you've collected depending on the types. Now there's this thing about light cone, or you can say that this card thing is their weapons. You will need to gacha them. Each of their effect is random, so just choose which one is the perfect for your character. And the last thing is about Eidolon. It's about when you already got a duplicate of character, which now I got two hooks. I mean, I got two characters named Hook. This eidolon is used for upgrading their own skills or their own personality. Like for this hook case, the first eidolon will get her skill damage increased by 20%. Now I'm gonna explain about how to use the attack on the enemy. The enemy in these maps will always just doing nothing, or they will just walking around patrolling. The tutorial itself already self-explanatory, but I'm gonna try to break down and make it easier for you to understand. Here, this is the basic attack. The basic attack will always cost you nothing, but it will give you something. Later I will explain it later at the part. And as it name, it's basic attack, meaning for all characters, they will have the same basic attack. The difference will be just their elements, which I will show you later also. Now the second part is about how to change the target. You will have to press or touch or click the target that you want to attack. This will be very important later on because this is a strategy game, meaning changing or focusing the targets will affecting a lot on your gameplay or on how you win the game. And there is a second attack for every character, which is called skills. Every character has their own skills, and I really encourage you guys to read on your own because all characters have different skills. But one thing to be highlighted is if you are too lazy, I mean very lazy to read even for your characters that you like, well, you can just focus on whether if the skill is a single target or if it is an area attack. This is a good example for such Himeko. Her skill is burst type, meaning it can hit more than one enemy at once. Like this example, there are 3 circles on 3 different enemies, right? Meaning that her skill can attack 3 enemies at once. Okay, that is a good example. Now, when your character get attacked, they will gain an energy. But they can gain more energy if their capacity is already full. The energy itself will be used for each of their characters' ultimates. Each character's ultimates are different. For example, Himeko, her ultimate is to kill enemies. And her ultimate type is also area, meaning all enemies will get the attack. Now, I will share about the turns. In this game, you will not fight like crazy, but you will take turn to attack each other. You can see at the top left there, that is the turn that will be going on. It will help you a lot later to strategize your attack sequence. Or if you want to strategize about your skill and things like that. Yes, that will be very helpful for that. One last thing for the ultimates that I've mentioned before. If your ultimate is ready, you can use it anytime without needing to wait for your turn. Now about skill points. To make it easy, skill points is the total chance on how much or how many times can you use your skill. To remember that the skill points applies to all of your characters. Remember, there is only 5 total skill points, so the maximum limit on how many times can your team use skills is 5. But worry not, this is why I said at the beginning of the battle about basic attacks. There are only 2 choices, to use a basic attack or to use skills. And if when you are using skills you will use 1 skill point, basic attacks will do the opposites, which will gain 1 skill points for every basic attacks you do. For those who just quick reading the tutorial, they might think that you need to gain your skill point when your skill point is 0, but no. You can increase your skill points anytime you want. Even if your skill points is at 4 already, you can increase it to 5. To make it simple, there is only 2 choices, whether you can gain your skill point by using the basic attack or you can lose your skill point by using your skills. As easy as that. Getting deeper, this is about strategies. Now we'll be talking about weakness. You will see this a lot when you are hitting an enemy when they are idling or patrolling. We have learned about mechanics, we have learned about characters, we have learned about basics battle skill. You might have been noticed from the beginning that every enemy have this element symbol above their health. While in the usual game you will need to counter other elements, such as if you want to put down a fire, you need water to put it down. Or if you want to freeze a water, you can use ice. But in this game, the mechanics is about you should attack the enemy with the same element as your character. You might be wondering, why do we need to destroy that white health bar? Because in this game, that white bar indicates their shield. Or well, if you want to say it like this game say, it's called toughness. And another thing to be noted, as we have learned the mechanics on how to chase their target, this is where the strategy part begins to take in. You need to carefully choose on which monster do you want to attack first. Because the reason why we need to destroy the white bar first is because if we destroy the toughness to 0, they will be weak and they will be easier to kill. And one last thing about this weakness thing, you need to carefully look on your character. As mentioned at the beginning of the battle part, all basic attacks are the same, meaning all basic attacks will be dealing the same element as the character. But different character has different skills, meaning sometimes there are skills just to shield like this girl, and sometimes there are skills that is used to hurt the enemy. That's why you need to know your character well and choose the right skill, which is to hurt the enemy. This is one more strategy that I'm gonna show you, which is about how to effectively destroy their shield or toughness by our elements. Basic attack will always deal damage to a single enemy, but there are some characters like the main character that we use or we can get at the early game. Their skills is burst, meaning they can hit multiple enemies at once. Strategy wise, it is better, much better, to not just hit the single enemy, but to choose the blast one or the skill one, where you can hit more enemy with your skill. It will help you to destroy their toughness or shield faster than using single attack. Now we're gonna talk about defense. There are some enemies that will show you who they want to attack to later. And in this case, we can use March skill, which is to generate a shield to our character who's being attacked to. And the shield will be shown around our health bar. You can see there at the white outline there. So now let's see what will happen if our shielded character get attacked by them. See, their health is not decreasing, but the shield is decreasing. And this is a bonus info. Whoever gets shield in the party, if Mars 7 is there, she will counter the enemy when the character gets attacked.
Rules are made to be broken.
I think I have covered most of the basics principle of battling. Now, I'm showing this one clip for you about my battle, and I'm gonna try to explain why I do this and that, just to give you some pictures on how you can actually play this game later on. We have learned when our character get targeted, you can use shield to protect them, right? So I use the shield onto her to prevent her from getting damaged if later on I didn't manage to break his toughness. If you want to get deeper into it, you can check this, the details about your characters, about your enemies, about their skills, and everything. This is very important because when your enemy do some weird movement, it indicates that they are using some special skill like that, and we need to prevent that massive damage to us. I mentioned just now about if we didn't manage to destroy or break his shield on time. Why did I say that? Simple, because if he is charging like that, if we manage to break his toughness or his shield before he shot that skill, then he will cancel the skill. But if not, then this will happen. We will get shot. But luckily for us, we got this character, the March 7, who can give shield to one of our character, which is, yeah, just now you just see that I gave it to our main character. And one other strategy that I use is I keep on trying to use blast skill or the multiple enemy hit skill, because for me it is very important to kill the biggest one first. Well, even though if it's impossible at the very
Rules are
least,
made to be broken.
the burst skill or the burst ultimate, it will kill the other minions or the other monster themselves later on. For example, like this one, if I use it right now, the other two monsters, the small one, will just be killed by themselves. But the big enemy still remains. That's why, well, for me again, I will keep on focusing my attack on the biggest enemy here. The rest of the battle, there's not much to see, so I will skip it here. And one last thing, for me myself, I keep on using the ultimate for the last hit because it looks cool. Well, it's better to die from the ultimate than just die from a poke. One last thing, don't forget to look at your mailbox because there you will get this 20 Star Rail pass, which you can use to do this warp. I highly recommend to aim for this 50 warp first, because if you already do the gacha here or do the warp here 50 times, you will get guaranteed 5-star character, which for me it sucks. I only get this hook. Well, it's quite good, but nah, it's just okay lah. But this is just a tutorial idea, so it's okay. After you finish that 50 warp and you already get the 5-star, remember to only use your stellar diamond for the limited characters. I think that's it for me. I think I've covered it all. There is nothing to show here anymore. But yes, I am very thank you if you already watched this video. If you still remember, I just got hooked, but now I got another hook. So I got double hook because I want to hook you guys to my video. So yeah, I think that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to watch my other videos. Please like and subscribe if you think this video is interesting for you at least. Bye! Doobie doobie doo ba doobie doobie doo ba pum 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 ta 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 ta.